If it fits, it ships. Stop. Stop with it. I hate to ruin everybody's free time and burst their bubble. A lot of them are fake. They're not real pictures.
Yes.
You can figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And one, it's a bad look for the industry, just like we talked about earlier. What are you getting out of that? Do you feel awesome that you ran a heavy duty call with a light duty truck, or you overloaded and probably busted your bed rails and your bed stops and everything? Like, I don't understand what you're getting out of that.
So then you've got different responders, and you got the guys that just give them a thorough beatdown for posting that or doing it and then posting it and thinking it's cool. And then you've got the guys that they try to offer some decent advice, like, hey buddy, maybe you need some training, maybe you should go to rec master class, whatever. And then you got the other guys that come on in defense that just boggles my mind. And I don't know what the hell you people are talking about. I do that 3 times a day. My truck can do it, man. It's the same mentality as the people that stand the front end of their wrecker 5 feet off the ground during a winch out, and they comment, my truck don't start working until the wheels are 5 feet off the ground. No, it stopped working the second they came off the ground. And anybody with any training understands that and why and all that. And it's just ridiculous.
It's not helping anything. And really, if you ran it with a light duty truck, then you probably charge a light duty rate. And, if you can't afford to compete in the medium and heavy duty space, then you shouldn't be there. Because I guarantee you, you're doing tons of unseen damage to that truck with, the cases of these that are actually real.
Yep.
It cracks me up. Some people, they take the bait. A lot of people post it just to get people going. And I'll combine this since we're talking about Facebook. The people that get on there and for no reason just say towing operators are not first responders. Who cares, man? You just I guarantee you it's not even a real Facebook account. It's some dude in his mom's basement eating Hot Pockets, playing video games, and they just do that to start shit and get people mad and wound up and commenting. It's not a real conversation.
So if you follow any like actual trucking industry pages that's by drivers, not like a company or anything, it's you see the same thing, and now I'm seeing it bleed over into the towing comments. It's the same thing, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like, what are we competing for? Like a medal or a badge? Like what? Why does people why are people so bored that that's all they had to talk about and get on there and start a bullshit conversation? But 2, why do you care so much to get into this heated discussion that you're going back and forth with a guy for hours? And it's not even a real guy. I guarantee you he's sitting there just laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my for that reaction.
Yeah. It's a troll. They exist on Facebook, believe it or not. In every space, in every industry, in every conversation. You want to finish it up?
Yeah, I've got one last one here, and this is another one that you don't understand why it's allowed to go on, and that's failure to wear safety vests, and the PDs who allow their rotation towers to work in the roadway without them. They're in the middle of a freaking interstate, and these officers that are supposed to be enforcing these laws, and let's face it, half the time they're not wearing them themselves, so they're probably afraid to call attention to it. But they're letting these guys work out in the interstate. If that guy gets hit and you're allowing him to work out there like that, breaking the law, I don't see how you can't feel slightly responsible at that point. We talked in a previous episode with Justin Cruz with Wreckmaster about, do we have any data on how many struck bys there are with guys that weren't wearing vests? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we've got that data, but that's something that interests me. And then the same police departments, they're allowing these guys to like just throw one chain, a J hook under the control arm. There's no requirement of training. There's no requirement to tow these cars properly. And they're allowing them. We've got one local department, or they've had multiple cars roll off rollbacks into the front of their patrol cars, and thankfully nobody was standing between them when it happened. But it's a joke, and they continue to comment when we hook everything up with a 4-point. Oh, that's real good. You guys do that. But then they do nothing to enforce that the other guys do that. And you've had cars hit by these roll-offs, that winch brakes, whatever the reason is. If you're winching something under your truck and the winch fails or the cable breaks, yes, there's no way to really prevent that, which is why you don't allow people to stand behind the vehicle you're loading. But once it's loaded and it's leaving and it's going down the highway at 50, 60, 70 miles an hour, I think that officer should make sure that load is secured properly. It just doesn't seem to happen. Not in Georgia anyhow. Not in Metro Atlanta.
I guarantee it's everywhere. If they really cared about the safety, they wouldn't let those people on the rotation anyway. There would be a vetting process, and those people would never even get on there.
You got to understand, Brad. Some of these officers, they went to high school. They grew up with these guys. They're not going to be responsible. They shouldn't have to be responsible for taking away these guys' livelihood, right?
Oh, that doesn't happen.
No.
That doesn't happen.
It was told directly to me that that's what was happening by the officer that was making it happen.
Yeah.
Pretty sad.
Unfortunately, sometimes you got to play the game. Well, that's 10, but I know I'm going to throw in one more because I know we both feel very strongly about this, and that is, as an industry, our inability to push the slow down, move over movement outside of our industry.
Yes.
I'm starting to get madder and madder and madder every day when I see someone post about slow down, move over in a towing group. We all get it, man. We're all fighting the same battle. We're all exposed, just like you are. None of us want to get hit, just like you don't. We're not hitting each other. How many towing operators get hit by other towing operators? None. It doesn't happen because we understand it's the people, driving 85 in the right lane, whether, reading a tweet from Trump, that aren't paying attention to the road. Those are the people hitting us. Those are the people that have to hear the message and need the awareness campaigns targeted to.